go out to Silicon Valley, and I actually, I kind of stand out here because, I mean, I keep a lot of the stuff in my travels, and, I have long hair, and, I'm young, and so I definitely stick out in a lot of ways. But when I go out there, I actually look way too normal. But I'm also one of the older ones, and I'm only 23. So there's kind of an I don't know, a stigma, I guess is the right word, attached to. They say, okay, this is a cool technology. I like you. I like what you're doing. But here's the deal. You guys are from Wichita. I mean, first of all, where is Wichita? And second of all, why aren't you just animating a cow or something, right? So you sometimes get the sense that they don't take you seriously, right? But really, that attitude is actually from the people here in Kansas thinking that they won't take you seriously, right? Yeah. And so that's an attitude that I grew up with. Well, they're not gonna, I'm from Kansas, they're gonna say, you're gonna move out here. But when I was out in Silicon Valley and I had the opportunity to talk to some really, I was at Microsoft, visited Google too. They really are wanting to see some stuff come out of the Midwest. Chicago, Austin, Denver, Kansas. In fact, Google Earth came out of Iowa. So the original seed concept from keyhole markup came out of the Midwest. So it's really fun to be able to know that we're actually not just using technology that came out of Silicon Valley, but we're actually we're definitely pushing the bounds of what Google Earth is capable of. And that's what they want us to do. A lot of people ask about that. They say, well, is Google Earth going to let you do that? Yeah. They made a press conference challenging young, innovative entrepreneurs to come up with a way to help monetize the Google Earth engine. But we're not limited to Google Earth either. We could use Whirlwind or our own virtual globe, so it doesn't really matter. But I think that it's really, really exciting to go out to Silicon Valley and get the reception that I did. Meet the people that I did, and hopefully don't have to move out of Midwest to be successful. And I don't think I will. So, did that?
Question. What are some of the challenges you found over working with the pipeline, basically identifying your target market for initial revenue generation and those types of things?
Okay, good question. This was one of my weakest areas when I first started because. As most technology entrepreneurs, they say, well, who's going to use it? Everybody, right? Right? What's your target market? What's the population of the world? Right? So that's the mindset I think a lot of technology entrepreneurs have. And when, specifically in Pipeline, our very first module here in Wichita, they brought in Rob Adams, who's the director of entrepreneurship at University of Texas, Austin. Amazing guy. And he has this kind of one-liner that is in my head every single day. And he said, when it comes to your target market, most people go ready, fire, aim, right? He says that's what people do. But what you've got to do is go ready, aim, fire. So that completely revolutionized the way I was thinking about the company. I was thinking, we're going to launch this, boom, we're like big time. Right? But you realize it doesn't happen like that. And even with all these words like viral marketing and social networking, and being able to link into Facebook and get everybody to see all these eyes, it doesn't really matter anymore because everybody else is doing the same thing. So it's an even playing field. So we had to go to the drawing board, and I'll tell you, even up to today, I'm still working with Trish on putting together our plan. And for us, it was starting really small and growing from there. So last year I embarked on presenting this to teachers all around Kansas. I presented it at KU, at several high schools. I'm a guest lecturer actually for several high schools for history, just from my work in the past in the education system. So I presented to them and just generating interest and getting feedback. What do you want on technology like this? What would you do? So then our next step is going to be, okay, so we'll do some beta tests live in the classroom, see how it works out. If the classroom works good, then we'll start expanding that, look for possibly companies like National Geographic or Ancestry.com, because we do a lot of genealogy markup, to just maybe take an interest in us and help us start maybe supplying some content and just start basically at the bottom of the funnel and slowly start building up. And Pipeline actually they gave me a national mentor, and her name is Chris Shipley. She's the founder of Guidewire Group out of Silicon Valley. She's the one who I think officially coined the term social media. So she and I have really been on the drawing board going, start small, get big, go to conferences, start in education. There's so many applications for this in environmental, oil, weather. We mapped the history of tornadoes in the U.S. in Kansas. Really fun animation we did. So there's a lot of these applications. So you say, well, our target market's going to be the whole world, and what industries are going to use it, every single one, which has some validity to it, but not in reality. So it's really about ready, aim, fire. Hope that answers your question. So.
I was just going to ask you, is this available now for people like me? And what about hackers? Is it a hacker problem? I mean, if everybody's in there, can you tell I'm not a geek? Because I don't even know if it can be hacked or not, but it seems like that would be a concern.
It's not.
And then how are you going to make money?
Okay, I'll address all
Okay.
those. Okay, the first one, is it available now? What is available now is our alpha prototype. Okay, now this is like our proof of concept prototype, which has some cool animations on it. We did about 8 test animations. People get on there and use around. There are a lot of bugs in it. The graphic interface is basically non-existent because we weren't concerned about what it looked like. We were concerned about it working. And to get to that, all you have to do is shoot me an email, and I'll give you the access onto that, where you can test, but it can get frustrating really quickly because you're like, well, this isn't working, But we have been working really hard in deploying our next version, which actually has been rewritten from the ground up. So that's going to come this fall, and that's the one that we're hoping to put into the classrooms as actual users. And so we do have an email list, and we send newsletters out. So I would love to stay in contact and get this out. However, if you want to test it in the classroom as part of our testing group, that's also available right now. And we'd love for you to do that. So your next question was hacking. Well, anybody can get on the program if they want. I mean, think about kind of Wikipedia, right? Even grandma can use it. Our goal was to make the user interface so easy that grandma who doesn't know anything about computers could still make an animation, right? So we're using very visual elements. It's not like code and fancy geek writing. You actually like have a pen tool and you draw it, or you draw dots and you put in years by using again kind of open blocks type visualization, snapping into place. And as far as hacking, we think that our security measures are pretty good. I don't know if you're talking about stealing the technology or just going in and messing with the technology. We see everything that happens. So I think if that becomes a problem, when someone likes your technology enough to want to hack into it, that's usually a good sign. You're like, hey, we're going somewhere. We got hackers. Right? It's kind of like one of the investors I talked to said, now Japan has put some limitations on what history is available to their students, right? So how are you going to deal with that? And I was like, oh, I'm so excited. If Japan's government contacts our company about our content going this, that's going to mean that we're really doing good, right? So hopefully by then I can afford some really nice lawyers and we'll take care of that. So that's, if we get to that point, I'll generally be excited about the new challenge rather than the challenge of finding money and getting this thing off the ground. So how do we make money? There's a lot of different ways. The main way is, like I said, it's time-space advertising. So think of every product on Amazon that has historical significance, or every movie, every book, every costume. So we can link into them, and we put these new parameters on the product. That is the start date and the end date. It means when in time did this product exist or was it relevant? And also the geographical parameters, which we draw in our program. Say, well, it existed in this little sphere of influence. So when someone clicks then and there, that product comes up. And depending on the situation, whether it's a click or a buy, if they buy the product,